Welcome back to another episode. In this episode, I'm going to be showing off an application that I built called the lab. And the lab is also going to be using the xrpld publisher we showed, and then a new library called the xrpld network generator. So basically, this is the lab, and this is where I'm able to build pretty much any Ripple or Zahao build. And you can see I have DevNet, I have Zahao, I have a testnet, I have a pull request of mine. I need to do a little more work. I'd like the version to be both the number and the commit hash, so I've got a little more detail to do, but you can basically go in and you can see some details, some more details about it. There's a binary image and a standalone image. So now let's look at, this is the xrpld network generator, and there's quite a few functions in here. Basically what it's going to do is, based on a series of parameters, it's going to build a network, based on the number of validators you select, the number of peers you select, the network IDs you select, and then the build name. And the build name is going to be, this D-Angel Zahao binary with the second versioning. So what we can do is we can go here, and I have a test, and this is create network, and now in this we're going to build a CLI. In the CLI, this will automatically be generated. Maybe I'll give you the option, like generate new network or not. So these are the basic parameters that we want, which is name, validators, number of peers, network ID, and then image name, right? And then so we go down here, and this is just a test, so this is going to run, and we're missing, oh, right, of course. So now, and then for those of you who didn't watch the other episode, this public is the public key generated from the XRDLP publisher, and you can see I have the bin and both of the repos here. This is the private key, and this is the manifest. And then, like I said, I want to automatically generate those, but I'm not there yet, so maybe I'll do that this Saturday. But basically, we run this, and that creates, its name was Zahao, so it's a Zahao cluster, and then you can see all of the information here. So we have P nodes, and inside of the configuration, you can see it's giving itself a new port. It's connecting directly to the validator nodes under a fixed. It's got our network ID in there, and then if we go to the validators, we have our validator key, and we're serving a validator list here. We can look at the validator list here. That was auto-generated. Then we have our nodes, and we can go into our nodes, and we can see the validator token is in there. And then we can see the IPS is fixed to the other nodes, not the node itself, right? So you don't want to, I don't believe you're supposed to select the node itself. So then it creates a Docker file, Docker compose, and puts in all the relevant information. And then we have a start script. Looks to be off-centered a little, so let's just make sure that gets, yeah, there we go. So start script and then a down script, and so I'm inside of it right now. And what you'll need to do, and I need to figure this out, because when you run, oh no, it is going to run, maybe. So this should run, yep. And so that's going to build all of them. Oh, we're in the trash, I think. Let's do that again. Let's stop. And what stop does, oh, yep, okay, so you have to change mod them. And I'm gonna look at how I can do that, so I don't need to do that every time. Right, so now let's stop it. And stop, what stop does, it clears everything. So it deletes what is already there. So now let's start it again. Yeah, boom, there we go. And then so each node you can see there's the lib, there's the DB, there's the log information. In Docker, we can see everything's up and running. We also do give an Explorer, so we can go ahead and look at that Explorer here. And that will take a second to load, but by the time it's loading, it should already be synced. There is going to be a couple other options to include a Genesis that helps it sync faster. But if there is a Genesis, we have to be careful because the end goal is to be able to take down a node and then spin a node back up and check how fast it's connecting, and many other different things. So when we create it with a Genesis, the next launch has to be without the Genesis, or else we're just going to be recreating it. It'll fork. So let's just wait a second there. The other thing that we do is, and this is part of the Genesis, is we have all of our features here, and the features are listed with their hash, and that actually comes because when I build the image, I also build the features and a Genesis file, and we can see it's up and running and working. And so yep, it's still closing ledger. There it is. Okay, so now we can go to server info, and we can see it is validating. Everything looks good. It's on 2.0b, which is the image I selected. And we have our peers and our ports, and everything looks good. So that was me spinning up a fresh network, so I can do debugging and testing and all sorts of fancy stuff. So hope you liked the video. Thank you.